and welcome to Freelancer Showcase, hosted by Slice Creative Network and TETV. My name is Melody Matheny, and I'm the founder of Slice Creative Network. Today on Freelancer Showcase, we'll be interviewing Kevin Kalbfeld. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Hi, Melody. It's great to be here.
Hi, thank you for coming. So nice to see you.
Good to see you too. I mean, virtually, but it's good enough until we can see each other in person.
I know. I'm waiting for that day. It is gone, and we can see each other again.
Looking forward to it.
Me too. So, Kevin, tell the viewers what discipline do you work in?
So primarily, I'm a 3D designer, and I've been doing that for the theme entertainment industry for almost 10 years now.
Great. And where have you worked in the past?
So previously, most recently, I was working at Universal Creative. And then before that, I was at a firm in Los Angeles called Rethink Leisure and Entertainment, where we did a lot of contract work for a lot of different vendors, including Universal, which is how I met the people who gave me my next job at Universal.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Cool. I know Rethink. They're great.
Right?
Yeah. So where are you located now?
Currently, I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Okay. And if you were offered a position outside of Orlando, might you consider moving or taking a job elsewhere?
Oh, yeah. I mean, elsewhere in the United States. I'm actually from California, but when we could, I love traveling internationally. So anywhere is considered an adventure for me.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's take a look at your work.
Sure, of course.
Thank you.
All right. So really short, I'm just going to start off and tell you a bit of my story. So I was very interested in theme entertainment design since I was about 10 years old, and I did a book report on Walt Disney. When I was 16, I went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter for the first time the summer that it opened. And I remember walking off a Forbidden Journey and turning to my cousin and just saying, that's what I want to do. I don't know what that is, but I want to do that for the rest of my life. So after that, I started looking at colleges, went into engineering school, switched to architecture, and then had a short time where I did the Disney College program, where I was an operations cast member at Pirates of the Caribbean. And while I was there, I really learned how important the guest experience is to what we do. After that, I had the great opportunity to meet Leslie Iwerks, who's the director of the Imagineering Story, and worked on their production team for the early stages of that documentary. And then from that, I recognized the place where I needed to be in college really was the Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia, where I majored in production design with a minor in theme entertainment design. These are four really important moments in my life because the first one was really the recognition of that dream. The second one was the shifting of understanding why I liked it so much. And it was really that it was design that was catered to the guest on all levels. Then I got to work in the Imagineering Store where I met the people who made those designs. And I was blown away with what it took and how much thought and love went into the theme parks that I loved so much. And then I went to SCAD to learn exactly what that craft was. And all that together started me on what I would call like my mission in this industry. And I have a mission statement that I use constantly. I keep it with me at all times to remember why I do what I do. And that statement is to empower and inspire others towards positivity because optimistic people make the world a better place. I truly believe that in theme entertainment, what we do can have a deep impact on our audience because we as designers are just supposed to love the guest. And when we do it right, they can really walk away from an experience changed. So primarily what I do, like I said, 3D, but I do call myself a pre-visualization designer because on various projects I've done 3D and I've done sculpting and I've done character modeling and I've even done building information modeling, working with architects and engineers. So in pre-visualization design for theme entertainment, I believe what we do is we make the end product, the goal, seem so realistic using our 3D tools that the entire team has a collective vision of exactly where we're going, and we can constantly update it as we go, knowing that it won't change the end goal in mind because of all the tools we have. So primarily, I produce 3D models, building information modeling, 3D fly-throughs, interactive digital simulations, VR ride-throughs and walkthroughs, and even concept art. I've had the opportunity to work on some really, really awesome projects with some absolutely stellar teams, and you can see a few of them here, but I want to talk about a few specifically. One of my first projects in the industry was back at Rethink Leisure and Entertainment. I was working on the 20th Century Fox World Dubai project. I was the lead show designer for 2 of the lands and a small part of the resort dining and entertainment area that you can see here. So these are some of the concept renderings that we had, where I was working closely with our concept illustrator, giving them the 3D models that they then did drawovers of. So all of the things you're seeing here are drawovers of the 3D that I had created, spruced up a bit so we could get the clients and the public really excited about the project. Sadly, that one never happened, but is a project that we'll forever be proud of. A more recent one is the Jurassic World Velocicoaster. Now, I worked on that for a while when I was at Universal Creative, and I'm not much of a coaster person. I'm always really into dark rides, but the team on this one convinced me otherwise. It is such a well thought out attraction with absolutely beautiful love and care for the guests. And while on this, it was really a wonderful experience of learning how creative intent can work at the very beginning of a process all the way to the end. Of the projects I've been on, this may have been the most concise one, meaning that the stuff that they're building in the field right now was extremely close or exactly the way that we had designed it back in the concept and blue sky phases. That is an unbelievably smart team that worked on that. And I am so proud that I was able to do the modeling and some of the character work on that. A personal project that I worked on, I love challenging myself to learn new things. And I wanted to be able to see if I could build a realistic looking environment in the Unreal Engine. But building it was okay. What I really wanted to do was put a story in it. And that motivated me to cross the finish line and get the project done. So I created this story with this character, a guardian from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, that you happen upon in this forest, and it attacks you. And it was this beginning, middle, and end that I could tell in 1 minute. I challenged myself 1 minute, make it realistic, make it engaging. And so that was that, starting with storyboards, getting renderings, then of course the final animation, which you can see playing in the background there. Another challenging personal project that I did was one called the Nathaniel Gregory Gallery. I really love museum design and I love automotive design. And I wanted to put 2 together, paying homage to one of my favorite places in the world, the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. And so this was yet again another challenge. Can I work with the materials on cars and get that shine and get that sleek look, but really but with my design background, also present them within a really interesting context, which would be a museum. So this one was challenging on a lot of different levels, but ultimately so rewarding in being able to figure out, okay, what's the building information modeling that I would need to be able to make this space real, maybe even a traveling exhibit, putting it in the Peterson, and then also make the cars look really, really good in the render to get a possible client hyped up about it, or just get excited to put it on YouTube for myself. As I mentioned, another thing I do is concept art. While I am not a traditional 2D concept artist, I use my 3D skills to be able to create stuff that is just as engaging as a 2D concept piece. So this was a test here that I wanted to be able to show off that skill. I took a character that I like. This is a Kali from League of Legends. And I put her in a really interesting neon city. And I created the environment, brought in the buildings, created some of the 3D elements, and of course, set them all up in the space for this image. And then the top image you're seeing is the original 3D model, just a snapshot from the model. And the bottom one was given to my illustration partner, and she did a paint over to just bring a little bit more character into it. At the end of the day, I think it created a very dynamic piece of concept art, a lot faster than just giving a blank piece of paper to any concept artist. So that was yet again a wonderful experiment into working in 2D medium from 3D. Another project that I'm very, very proud of is Themantics. It is a show that I do on YouTube with a very handsome puppet that talks about the psychology of theme entertainment design, not just how we can enjoy these attractions and worlds together, but what we as designers put into it to make the guests excited, to get them engaged, to make them feel heard and loved in the spaces that we create for them. And so that's an ongoing series that I have going right now, where I combine 2D animation, 3D animation, and of course, production design and puppetry that I'm very excited about and is very engaging. It's a lot of fun for me. While this isn't something I personally, I didn't design anything here. While I have the platform, I love talking about Give Kids the World Village. I am an ambassador for Give Kids the World Village, which means I go to companies or I talk to different groups, and I give tours of the Give Kids the World Village in Kissimmee about what we do as a village. So what it is it's families with fatally ill or terminally ill children get 7 days at this beautiful village with theme park tickets and travel and food paid for, and they just have 7 days of a great experience. I've seen it turn families' lives around. I've had kids come back and volunteer alongside me who they're telling me, 10 years ago, they were at the village and it inspired them to keep going. I highly recommend, if you work in this industry, please give me an email, a call, whatever. I'd love to talk to you about Give Kids, and go to the village when it's open back up again, because if you work in this industry, those are our most deserving fans. And every single day I go into the office, I think I'm making something for them. It really, really puts you on the straight and narrow of making wonderful experiences for the most deserving of audiences. So that's been me, Kevin Kalbfeld, 3D pre-visualization designer. You can see here my website. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn. Thematics is the puppet show on YouTube that I have, as well as givekidstheworld.org. Please go check them out for a little more information about what they do. And also, if you want to contact me, please, I'll talk 3D, puppets, or especially, I love talking about Give Kids the World and having a platform to be able to get other people engaged in that. So thank you so much for watching.
Kevin, great presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, very well done. And I love that you touched on your story and your work and your puppetry thing, and also Give Kids. It's just a great, nice, well-rounded presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I the design work is only part of it, but we've had similar conversations that the people and the guests are really, really important. And so talking about things like, Give Kids for us in our industry, it's an amazing way to give back, as well as gain an appreciation for the type of audience we build for, because it's not like, I've heard some industry people say, oh, well, the audience doesn't know any better. It's no, they do, and they deserve better, and they deserve the best. And when you go to some place like that, I go into work the next day and just be like, yes, yeah, I meet families who are just hyped about going on like Hagrid's, which was something I had a small hand in, but still insanely proud when families would come in, they say, that was our favorite ride of the day. I'm like, I bet it was.
That's so beautiful. And yes, and I love your Thematics show. I've watched it myself, like before this happened, before this interview happened. And it's not only like delightful, but it's insightful. And the one where you're talking about that theme parks are a game, I've referenced that show that you did like multiple times in conversations. Like, it's so good. So for our viewers, like, please go watch Thematics. It's really great and lots of fun to watch. So great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what other disciplines do you work in or have interest in that you'd like to share?
Well, working in theme entertainment, as we've said, I see video games and theme entertainment being very, very similar. The video game design world is also one that I'm interested in, mainly experiential video game design. Things like The Void would be a cool one. Like places that care about gamifying experiences really interest me, very much so. And even things that are on like immersive theater is a big one. I've had my life changed by shows like Then She Fell. We just went to go see in New York before all the pandemic hit, and it absolutely changed my way of understanding how you could bring a guest through a space. So I'd say primarily game design and immersive theater design just blows my socks off, and would love to get involved in that in some way.
Cool. And what programs do you work in?
It depends on the job, honestly. And that's sort of what I do, is I'm a bit of a Swiss Army knife of 3D designers, because everything like is always a challenge of like, how do we do this better? So I have been able to accrue the talents of SketchUp, Maya, 3ds Max, as well as using Revit and Rhino for BIM modeling. And then I personally consider myself a subject matter expert of the Unreal Engine for theme entertainment design. In fact, so I actually teach a class through the TECWS run by Morgan Kiesling about using the Unreal Engine for theme entertainment design, because I truly believe that it acts as the cradle for all of our wonderful disciplines to merge And then we can do exactly what I love doing. That's showing the team the end goal in mind and saying, this is what we're fighting for. Like, this is it. Let's keep going.
Awesome. I love your enthusiasm. You make me excited too.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, if people would like to contact you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Please go to my website, Kevin Kalbfeld Designs. It's on the bottom because Kevin Kalbfeld is not the easiest thing to know how to spell. So Kevin Kalbfeld Designs, if you go to the About Me page, there's a form that you can sign up to contact me. And I'd love to have a conversation to talk about some cool stuff together.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun to go through some of the older projects and get excited about it, because the work that we do is absolutely amazing and completely unique, and at the end of the day, extremely gratifying.
Agreed. Well, thank you so much, Kevin. And for those of you out there who are interested in finding out more about Kevin or other creative freelancers who work in the themed entertainment industry, please visit our website at www.slicecreativenetwork.com. Thanks, everyone. Bye.